Hello friends and welcome to Hitbullseye. My name is Maneesh and in this video we are going to discuss about the Cheetah Reintroduction Programme launched by the Government of India. Although this program was launched last year, but something recently this week, that is in the third week of February, has happened which has made it really important for us to discuss this concept in detail. So as you can see, cheetah reintroduction. That means cheetah was there in India once upon a time and it is being reintroduced. Second thing, as you can see this picture, this cheetah is coming from this part of the world. That is, so this is the African continent. तो अफ्रीका के South Africa और Namibia वाले एरिया से cheetah is coming into India. This is what this image is showing. So cheetah reintroduction पे हम बात करेंगे. And we will see what is the significance, what are the challenges, and what are the opportunities for India as far as cheetah reintroduction is concerned. Let's take a look. So the Union Minister of Environment and Forests launched the action plan for introduction of cheetah in India, under which 50 of these big cats will be introduced in the next 5 years. So total 50 cheetahs को इंडिया में relocate करने का plan है, जिसमें से अभी तक total 20 cheetahs को relocate किया जा चुका है. पहले 8 cheetahs को लाया गया नमीबिया से और अब 12 cheetahs को लाया गया है साउथ अफ्रीका से. So in total 20 cheetahs have been brought into India. In two tranches, 8 and 12, and 30 more are to be brought in the next 3 to 4 years. The action plan was launched at the meeting of NTCA, that is National Tiger Conservation Authority. तो ये कहने को Tiger Conservation Authority है. It conserves all the cat family, the entire cat family, whether it is tiger, lion, cheetah, jaguar, all those. So it is a statutory body. That means it was created by passing a statute by the Parliament of India, by passing a law, and it comes under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Also 2021 में, यानी कि 2 साल पहले, Supreme Court lifted its 7-year-long stay on the proposal to introduce African cheetahs from Namibia into the Indian habitat. 7 साल पहले, 2021 से 7 साल पहले यानी कि 2014 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 7 साल तक स्टे लगाए रखा कि अफ्रीकन चीताज को इंडिया में रिलोकेट किया जाए या ना किया जाए. There were different reasons for that stay. For the starters, the major reason was that African cheetahs are living in a totally different type of, let's say, climate and the kind of water that is found there. But when they will be relocated to India, so it will be like it's sort of a species invasion. But it took a lot of scientific evidence to convince the court as well as to the environmentalists that actually it is not going to be counterproductive, it is going to be fruitful for the entire food chain of India, especially the Indian grasslands. तो इसलिए ये स्टे हटाई गई 2021 में और उसके बाद से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया या लॉन्च किया और 2 ट्रांचेस में अब तक 20 चीताज को इंडिया में लाया जा चुका है. So reintroduction means releasing it in an area where it is capable of surviving. ऐसा नहीं कि उन्हें यहाँ पे लाके हम लोग zoo में रख लेंगे. They are to be let open into the wild. तो reintroduction का मतलब ही होता है to release in an area where it is capable of surviving. Reintroduction of large carnivores have increasingly been recognized as a strategy. तो major reason क्या है cheetah reintroduction का? To conserve threatened species and restore ecosystem. Restore ecosystem is very important. Sometimes I get this question that why is it that why is it that we focus only on tiger or cheetah? The reason lies in the way food cycle works. So these large carnivores are at the top of the food chain, and when one, let's say, animal at the top of the food chain dies or is hunted down due to any reason, the animal dies, it has an impact on all the stages of the food chain. तो एक लार्ज कार्निवोर या एक टॉप लेवल कार्निवोर बहुत सारे स्पीशीज को इम्पैक्ट करता है, तो इसलिए इनको रीइंट्रोड्यूस किया जाना मीन्स आप टॉप लेवल कार्निवोर को रीइंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो। दीज आर कॉल्ड द कीस्टोन स्पीशीज, कीस्टोन स्पीशीज, you know. So if one of these species goes extinct, it has a negative impact on so many other species down the food chain. इसलिए इन्हें reintroduce किया जाना इतना important होता है। Cheetah is the only large carnivore that has been eliminated mainly by overhunting in India in historic times. 1947 was the year when last cheetah was seen in India. 1947, the same year we got independence. It is as if British took away all the cheetahs with them. It's a way to remember. Because the major reason for their decline or for their extinction was twofold. Number one was the princely states of India, or the princes and kings and queens of India. Because hunting cheetahs was quite fascinating to them. Reason being, cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world. तो अगर चीता को आप हंट कर पा रहे हो, इट मीन्स यू नो इट शोज योर हंटिंग प्रोवेस और योर यू नो हाउ क्विकली यू कैन एम एंड शूट एट एन एनिमल। बिकॉज अगर आपने सबसे फास्ट एनिमल को हंट कर लिया तो वो एक बहुत अच्छी, बहुत ही प्राउड वाली बात मानी जाती थी, विच इज़ रबिश इन दीज मॉडर्न टाइम्स बिकॉज वी नो हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट बायोडाइवर्सिटी हैज़ बिकम। तो वो जो प्रिंसेस, किंग्स, क्वींस होते थे वो हंट करते थे, ऐसा कोई लॉ नहीं था जो उन्हें बैन कर सके। एंड उससे भी बड़ा रीजन था जो ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल्स थे, दे वर क्वाइट फॉन्ड ऑफ हंटिंग द चीताज। तो इतनी ज्यादा उनकी हंटिंग हुई कि हजारों चीताज मार दिए गए इन ऑलमोस्ट 100 years प्रिसीडिंग द इंडिपेंडेंस। तो लेट 1800 से लेके अर्ली 1900s में बहुत सारे हजारों चीताज को हंट किया गया। इनफैक्ट उनमें से काफ़ी की स्किन को संभाल के रखा जाता है, यू नो डेकोरेशन पर्पसेस के लिए, प्रिंसली पैलेसेस में यूज़ किया जाता है। सो now the times have changed. Now we do not see it as a recreational activity. Now it is banned and it is a criminal offense under various laws. तो hunting की वजह से cheetahs 1947 में extinct हुए। 1952 में officially declare कर दिया गया that cheetahs are extinct from India. So under the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, that is IUCN, Red List. IUCN is the body that maintains all these lists, you know, which animals have become vulnerable, extinct, endangered, critically endangered, etc. So इसमें EX categorize कर दिया गया चीता को इंडिया में, which is extinct. But as a saving grace, cheetahs went extinct only from India or from the Indian subcontinent. Cheetahs were still there in Africa. Africa के 3 countries हैं, South Africa, Namibia and Botswana, which house the majority of cheetahs in the world. पूरी दुनिया के 70% से ज़्यादा cheetahs इन 3 countries में मिलते हैं. We'll talk about more about this later. So, if we reintroduce cheetahs, it will revive the grasslands and their biomes and habitat, much like Project Tiger has done for the forests and the species that have seen their numbers go up. So forest ecosystem को revive करने में जैसे Project Tiger ने बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले किया है, वैसे Project Cheetah will revive the grasslands, its biomes and its food chain. The reasons for extinction, I told you, hunting was the most important reason, diminishing habitat and non-availability of enough prey. Now what is the prey of cheetah? Most likely black buck, gazelle and hare. It led to the extinction of cat in 1952. Then climate change, growing human populations, ये तो छोटे मोटे reason हैं, लेकिन hunting or diminishing prey base were the 2 most important reasons for the extinction of cheetahs from India. Now the reintroduction action plan in which we are thinking about it, it has been formulated by the Wildlife Institute of India and the Wildlife Trust of India. So इन दोनों की help से Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change are translocating 8 to 12 cheetahs from South Africa, Namibia and Botswana. These countries have the world's largest populations of the animal and इन्हें लाया कहाँ पे गया है? All the 20 cheetahs, they have been brought at the Kuno Palpur National Park or the Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary, you can call it, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Very, very important it is. Where have they been brought? Kuno National Park or Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. Reason being, they have adequate space there and adequate prey base also. और नमीबिया और साउथ अफ्रीका का जिस तरह का क्लाइमेट है वो सबसे ज़्यादा मैच करता है मध्य प्रदेश के क्लाइमेट से, यू नो, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अनदर रीजन, ताकि उनको यहाँ पे आके एक्लिमेटाइजेशन में कोई प्रॉब्लम ना आए. Now if we talk about cheetahs, it is one of the oldest big cat species with ancestors that can be traced back more than 5 million years to the Miocene era. बिग कैट फैमिली में सबसे पुराने अगर हमें ट्रेसेस मिलते हैं तो वो चीता के हमें मिलते हैं. इट इज मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ एवोल्यूशन दैट दे आर सो फास्ट व्हेन दे रन, एंड इट इज द वर्ल्ड्स फास्टेस्ट लैंड मैमल दैट लिव्स इन अफ्रीका एज वेल एज इन एशिया. सम अदर फैक्ट्स अबाउट इट. कॉमन नेम तो चीता ही है इसका, लेकिन साइंटिफिक नेम है एसिनोनिक्स जुबैटस. तो एसिनोनिक्स जुबैटस इज द साइंटिफिक नेम ऑफ चीता. मैमल है ये और इसकी डाइट कार्निवोर है. राइट नाउ इफ वी टेक अ लुक एट द मेजर डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द अफ्रीकन एंड एशियाटिक चीता, बिकॉज it was a major concern why Supreme Court stayed the reintroduction of African cheetahs in India, because maybe some environmentalists said that African cheetah is different, Asian cheetah is different. Let's take a look. IUCN स्टेटस की बात करें तो अफ्रीकन चीता वल्नरेबल है, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर स्टिल हंड्रेड्स ऑफ चीताज और थाउजेंड्स ऑफ चीताज देयर, लेकिन एशियन चीता क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड है. इंडिया में तो एक्सटिंक्ट ही हो गया था, लेकिन एशिया में इट इज क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड, विच इज जस्ट वन स्टेप शॉर्ट ऑफ सेइंग दैट इट इज एक्सटिंक्ट नाउ. CITES स्टेटस देखें हम. CITES इज कन्वेंशन ऑन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड इन एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज. तो CITES स्टेटस के अकॉर्डिंग दोनों ही अपेंडिक्स 1 में आते हैं, सो नो मेजर डिफरेंस. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की बात करें तो 6,500 से 7,000 अफ्रीकन चीताज जो हैं वो प्रेजेंट हैं, यानी कि साउथ अफ्रीका, नमीबिया, बोत्सवाना, इन सब में मिला के 6,500 से 7,000 चीताज हैं, विच इज अ रीजनेबल नंबर. आई वोंट से गुड नंबर, इट्स अ रीजनेबल नंबर. बट एशियाटिक चीता सिर्फ 40 to 50, और वो भी सिर्फ ईरान में. तो पूरे एशिया कहने की बात है एशियाटिक चीता, बट वो सिर्फ ईरान में मिलते हैं हमें आज की डेट में 40 से 50, विच अगेन आई थिंक इज क्लोज टू एक्सटिंक्शन. इट इज लाइक क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड. फिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स की अगर हम बात करें, अफ्रीकन चीता आर बिगर इन साइज कंपेयर टू एशियाटिक चीता, एंड एशियाटिक चीता स्मॉलर एंड पेलर देन द अफ्रीकन चीता, हैज मोर फर, स्मॉलर हेड एंड अ लॉन्गर neck, usually have red eyes and they have a more cat-like appearance. तो अब इसमें एक आयरॉनिक बात ये है that इंडिया में जो हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है वो अफ्रीकन चीताज है. So that means they do not have any of these features because they are African cheetahs. So it's like, that should remind us of the gravity of this particular problem. कि एक बार जो species extinct हो गई, it is not coming back anytime soon. I don't think we'll be having cheetahs which are smaller head, longer neck, red eyes. So it's like nature getting extinct. That should be a wake-up call or an alarm bell, ring alarm bells for us, that once a species goes extinct, there is, seemingly no chance that it can be revived. तो अब इंडिया में जो आए वो एशियाटिक चीताज तो है नहीं, अफ्रीकन चीताज हैं, and those are going to repopulate the cheetah population in India, if everything goes well, of course. Now talking about the area from which we have brought these cheetahs into India. So this is the map of Africa. और इसमें जो ये red color आप देख रहे हैं, this is where the density of cheetahs is the most. And in this number 1 country is Namibia, second is Botswana, and third is, this part of South Africa. This part of South Africa. So these are the 3 countries where there is the maximum population of cheetahs. तो अभी ये न्यूज़ में क्यों है? क्योंकि इस वीक 12 चीताज को मध्य प्रदेश के अगेन कुनो नेशनल पार्क में लाया गया है. तो 8 चीताज को 2022 में लाए थे हम नमीबिया से, और 2023 यानी कि अब हम लेके आए हैं 12 चीताज को साउथ अफ्रीका से. और कहाँ पे लेके आए? कुनो नेशनल पार्क में. So this intercontinental translocation, because from African continent to Asian continent, intercontinental translocation is a part of Indian government's ambitious program to reintroduce these animals in the country 7 decades after they became extinct. So after 1952, 70 years after that, they are being reintroduced in India, right? So that is what cheetah reintroduction is about. That is the significance of it, and that is the reason why it is in news. So that should make you appreciate the entire effort that the government has done and the environmentalists have done. And if cheetah reintroduction program goes well in over the next few years, then just like Project Tiger, it has the potential to repopulate cheetahs in India, and that will to a large extent restore the forest and grassland ecosystem in India. That is all. Thank you so much and take care.